Does your dog understand that you are going to die one day? It is a heavy thing to sit with. But follow it honestly for just a moment. Right now, somewhere underneath everything else you are feeling, you are carrying a quiet, permanent knowledge that never fully leaves you. You know that you are going to die. You know that everyone you love is going to die. It is the strange, aching burden of being human. This constant awareness of the ending. And it quietly colors everything. Every goodbye, every photograph, every ordinary evening you already know you will not get to keep forever. So look at your dog, lying there, watching you, and put the question to it. Does it carry any of that? Does it know that the person at the very center of its entire world is mortal? That one day you will simply be gone? The honest answer is stranger, and more beautiful, and more quietly devastating than a simple yes or no could ever be. Because whether or not your dog understands your death turns out to change everything about the way that it is able to love you. To really answer this, we first have to be clear about what we are actually asking, because it is not simply whether your dog knows that death exists. It is something deeper and far more specific to us. Human beings do not just know that death happens. We live our entire lives haunted by the future of it. We can throw our minds forward in time and see the ending coming, long before it arrives. We look at the people we love most, and, somewhere in the quiet back of our minds, we already know that we are going to lose them, or that they are going to lose us. This strange anticipatory knowledge, this ability to stand in a perfectly happy present moment and grieve a future that has not even happened yet, may be one of the most defining and one of the most painful things about the entire human mind. It shapes our religions, our art, the way we love, all of it. So the real question is not whether your dog has ever seen death. It is whether your dog lives, the way you do, under the long shadow of a death that is still to come. And here, everything we have come to understand about a dog's mind points toward one clear and consistent answer. No. Your dog almost certainly does not carry that shadow at all. A dog lives, to a degree that we can barely even imagine, inside the present moment. It has real memory, and it can anticipate immediate things. Dinner arriving, a walk, the sound of you coming home. But the abstract, far-off future, the idea of years from now, of an ending that is coming but is not here, of its own eventual death or yours, appears to lie entirely beyond it. It does not lie there, at your feet, quietly aware that this time with you is finite and running out. It does not look up at you and feel the ache of knowing it will lose you someday. It does not carry the weight. When your dog is with you, it is simply and completely with you. And the ending that you can always see coming does not exist for it at all. And it is so easy to hear that and immediately feel sorry for the dog. To think that it is missing something, that it lacks a piece of understanding that we possess. But turn the whole thing around, and something genuinely extraordinary appears. Because that missing knowledge is not only a limitation, it is a kind of freedom that you and I will almost never get to know. Think, really think, about what it means to love someone without the shadow of their death hanging over it. Your dog gets to love you with its entire heart, every single day, and never once spend a moment of that love grieving the future, or dreading the end, or holding just a little of itself back because it knows the loss is coming. It is never, for even 1 second, saying goodbye to you in advance. There is no clock ticking somewhere in its mind. There is no last time that it can feel approaching. It simply loves you, totally and presently, as though the two of you will always simply be here. And that is a purity of love that we, cursed as we are with our knowledge of the ending, can almost never quite manage. Your dog does not understand that you are going to die. And it may be precisely because of that it is able to love you even more completely than you are able to love it. And if you want to feel just how heavy your own knowledge really is, watch what it quietly does to you. How often are you truly, fully, completely present with the people that you love, with no part of your mind drifting somewhere else? How often does that low hum of awareness, of time passing, of mortality, of everything eventually ending, pull you softly out of the very moment you are actually standing in? We are so deeply aware that things will end that we sometimes cannot fully be inside them while they are still happening. We reach for the photograph instead of watching the moment. We brace ourselves for the loss instead of simply holding the love. Your dog never once does this. It has no idea that a moment is precious because it is limited, and so it just lives the moment, all the way, without a shred of reservation. In a strange and quiet way, the very thing it cannot understand is the thing that lets it do exactly what we struggle with most: to be here completely, while here still lasts, and it is not a small thing we are carrying. This single piece of knowledge, that everything ends, is arguably the root of half of what makes us human. It is why we build monuments and carve our names into things, straining to leave something behind that will outlast us. It is why a perfect day can suddenly turn bittersweet. Why something can move us to tears simply because it is beautiful, and we know that it cannot last. We are, in a very real sense, homesick for a present that we cannot quite fully stay inside of, always half a step outside the moment, watching it slip away even as we are living it. Your dog has never once spent a single second of its life feeling any of that. And it is genuinely worth asking, honestly, which one of you is actually the freer of the two? But now, we come to the part that turns this from merely touching into something that genuinely aches. Because in this relationship, there is a shadow after all. There is a heavy knowledge of death being carried through every single ordinary day. It is just not the dog who is carrying it. It is you. Because you know something about your dog that your dog will never once know about you. You know that it is going to die. And not somewhere off in a vague and distant future, but soon, in the short and brutal arithmetic of a dog's brief life. From the very first day you carry a puppy through your door, some quiet part of you already knows exactly how this whole story is going to end. You look at that young, bounding, impossibly joyful little creature, and you can already see it, faint and far off but unmistakable. The gray muzzle, the slowing steps, the goodbye that is coming so much sooner than you will ever be ready for. You love your dog under the exact shadow that it is spared. You are the one who grieves in advance. You are the one who knows. So the entire time, your dog is loving you freely, and presently, without a single thought of loss, you are loving it back with the full, aching weight of knowing that you are going to outlive it. And maybe that is the strange, quiet gift your dog has been trying to give you all along, without ever once knowing that it was giving you anything at all. Because it can never learn how to carry the shadow the way that you do. But you, if you pay attention, can slowly learn how to set it down, a little, the way that it does. Your dog spends the whole of its short life showing you, every single day, what it actually looks like to love something completely, without letting the fear of losing it get in the way. To greet the person you love as though their arrival is nothing short of a miracle. To be so fully, wholly present that the ending itself simply disappears. You are never going to stop knowing that one day you will lose your dog. But you can let your dog teach you how to love it anyway. All the way, right now, without holding anything back for a loss that has not yet come. That is the one thing it seems to understand that you and I so constantly forget. Not simply that life is short, but that the only real answer to life being short is to be completely, fearlessly, wholly present inside of it while it lasts. And there is a specific, quiet cruelty in this that anyone who has ever loved an aging dog already knows far too well. Because as your dog grows old and slows down and begins to struggle, it does not understand what is happening to it. It does not know that its time is quietly running out. It only knows that it is a little more tired than it used to be, that the stairs are harder now, that it wants to be near you. It meets its own ending with no fear of it at all, because it simply cannot see it coming. And you, standing right there beside it, can see every bit of it, every single step of the way. You watch it happen with your eyes wide open, carrying the full and heavy knowledge of exactly where this is going, while your dog just keeps on loving you, right up until the very end, exactly the way it always has. Untroubled, present, and completely unafraid. So, does your dog understand that you are going to die one day? No, it almost certainly does not, and it never will. It cannot see the ending that you can see. It does not carry the crushing weight of knowing that it will lose you. But do not for one moment mistake that for a smaller or a lesser kind of love, because it means your dog gets to do the one thing that you can almost never do. It gets to love you with no shadow over it at all. No clock, no dread, no goodbye quietly held in reserve. Just the entire whole of its heart, handed to you completely, on every single ordinary day, as though the two of you were always going to be here. It does not know that you are going to die, and you do not have the heart to be the one to tell it. So you carry that knowledge alone, for the both of you, quietly, for the whole of its life. And you let it go on loving you in the pure and fearless way that only a creature who does not know the ending ever truly can. It never once understood that it was going to lose you, or that you were going to lose it. It only ever understood how to love you while it still could. And in the end, when everything else is stripped away, that may honestly be the only thing that any of us ever really needs to understand at all.